Hello, everyone. It's Ann from Andale Homestead. I don't know why it still catches me off guard, but it does.
I know it caught me off guard, and that's catching me off guard, Casey, over at Ormsby Farm in the Halfway Homestead. So, hello, everyone.
Hi, everybody. It's Monica from Bland's Promised Land Ranch. I was semi-ready, and I did see in the private chat, you were like, remember, it's a fast ending.
I couldn't remember how to spell abrupt, so
I'm sitting here just clapping away.
I was like,
da.
I was just getting ready to share it out. So I was like, I'd hurry up and share it before it starts. And then I was like, oh, and we're here.
Okay, then.
Well, welcome everyone into our Tuesday night live, Hey Y'all Hey, where we talk about our podcast from the day before. Yesterday, we talked about what not to do rebel canning with Bloo from Bloo Self-Reliance. Now, I will say that you're seeing there's only three of us. It's 1 o'clock in the morning where Miss Blue is.
Yes.
So we weren't going to force her to get up, look pretty, and come and be on camera with us. So
you know she could do it, though. She would have done it if we really were pushing.
But if you want to listen to the podcast, head back over, watch us on YouTube because she has wonderful, great information on canning. She is a very knowledgeable rebel canner.
Incredible.
And definitely want to listen to that episode. But before we get into talking all about that, Miss Ann, would you say hello to
everybody? How do Joe fix it for you? Hey, darling. And Ann Philbeck. Hi. She says hey to everybody, too. Cynthia Delight, all the way from the Netherlands. Hey, my what about Bob Robin Hood Homestead? How do, darling? Glad you're here tonight. And Tamra, L&L Homestead. Hey, y'all. Hey, how do, sweetheart? Glad you're here. Lazy Days Ahead with Jesse and Lisa. Hello, everybody. Oh, we just love having Jesse and Lisa here, too. Jackie C., how do? How you doing, sweetie? Glad you're here. And then, of course, Bob's other half, it all adds up. Lori, she says, how do, everybody? And she's a little, has a little political realm on the end of her names, which I love it that she's out there mentoring and speaking up for those that cannot speak for themselves. And Lori, good job. Hey, Nanny Tam. Hey, y'all. Hey, I love it. Let's see. Now, after Nanny Tam, we have, and well, Casey is trying really hard, but I tell you what, I can run down here. Oh, Jesse's girl. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you, Lisa from Lazy Days Ahead with Jesse and Lisa. Troy, most excellent folks. What a compliment. Thank you. Lynn, Farm Okie Dokie. How do, sweetheart? I got your email. Thank you. Great idea, by the way. And I just might have to do that. Chris and Larry. From Chris and Larry Homestead and chrisandlarry.com. Homestead.com. Is it homestead.com or just .com?
Chris and Larry.
Okay, chrisandlarry.com. Go see her because they're amazing and wonderful.
And we peer pressured her into getting, no, we say this jokingly, y'all, we really don't peer pressure our guests into
yes,
anything,
we do.
But we kind of do. And she started electric pressure canning recently because I've been seeing videos, and she started back her sourdough.
Ooh.
And by the way, I got mine from Casey's over at Boots and Bounty.
You did?
I'm not rehydrated yet. Her name is Olivia.
Oh,
but see, Lady Boots named it.
Yeah. Okay.
It's OL, and then she does capital LIVEIA.
Oh, very nice.
Olivia.
I should have brought it up to show y'all because I said I was going to on the live. She gives you like a manual, y'all.
Yeah.
She gives you a manual of recipes, instructions on what to do it, how she does it, and all of her contact information.
Somebody needs to put her shop in the chat. That's for sure.
Yeah, she's amazing.
It's on our,
Lynn, you got to know how to can. That's true.
It's still on our QR code. So if somebody wanted to go, the store's still up there. But
there you go.
We're not talking about that tonight. We are talking about rebel canning. which is such a very controversial word. I don't know why, but it really
It is.
is.
But I do want to start out by I'm not sure. I watched our podcast episode, which is a good thing. But Blue, we did not share all of her qualifications. She has an amazing education when it
Mhm,
comes to food and food preparation. She's
mhm.
had her own television show. What we see from Blue Self-Reliance is this much of what this woman has done.
Yeah,
She's led other teams and chefs, and she's incredibly knowledgeable about food preservation. So when you
yeah.
do that episode, she comes up with some pretty crazy ideas that we think of here in the United States. And she got some things to back it up. So
Well,
that's good.
she's like a food or nutrition like archaeologist or whatever. Remember she was
Yeah.
talking about how she knows all the history and all the dynamics of that. And I think that's the most amazing part because the thing is it's one thing if you know somebody who's like really good at something, but I would qualify her as an expert for sure.
Absolutely.
Like in everything that I've ever learned about canning, but I
Mhm.
love the fact that she does it in a way that is not the same as what we do. Not
That's
because
right.
they don't pressure can over there. They
Right.
just don't. And it's not because they probably don't want to. It's because it's too expensive. The
Mhm.
pressure canners are way too expensive. And they don't have that that they just don't have that ability to do it like that. So they water bath can everything. And I think that's amazing because
Yeah.
we're told here that that's, oh, don't do that. Don't do that. No, no. The only time you can do that in America here in the United States is if you're Amish and you can like fly under the radar and do it. I'm being serious
Well,
on
I
this.
mean, she even went straight to the CEOs of the companies that have jarred in our grocery
Yes.
stores, how they jarred their food and things like that, and to calm our fears
Yep.
of what we're doing at home, of how to share how they preserve the food that goes in our
Yeah.
grocery store shelves that's in a jar. So pretty cool. I do
And
Yeah.
believe.
spoiler alert, that's water bath can.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would have never guessed that, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
Like, when you see stuff in stores, you're probably like, "Oh, yeah, it's probably this ginormous pressure something that they do." It's not. It is water bath can for
Yep.
many hours, um,
Isn't
and
that amazing? I mean,
it's
I'm sure
yeah,
I imagine that they have these fancy smancy, like big giant water bath machines or something that these
right.
women can
Vats,
do.
these giant
Yeah,
water
like
bath canning vats. I like to say
yeah.
the word vat because it sounds really big.
You're planning to can butternut squash chunks. That's awesome.
Ooh.
Now, if y'all can hear, I have on the roof, I hear acorns falling. We are having and the breeze is not really blowing that much, but not to turn the page or anything, but I am going to turn it for just a minute. Do be prepared for this winter because nature will tell you what's coming, and the nuts are falling for the animals to be able to be secure this winter. It's probably going to be pretty tough. And if it's not, what the heck? What's wrong with being prepared? Being
Yeah,
prepared includes canning. So,
exactly.
It does. And
yeah.
we talked about that before. I am a big ol', Farmer's Almanac kind of believer. Read it like it's the gospel, and it has said that this winter is gonna be pretty hardcore. I think I text Monica that all the time. I'm like, "Just FYI, I read it again. It's gonna be a really bad winter."
Well,
I read it.
I've noticed the acorns have been falling for a while too, and
Yeah,
there's a lot of them. And they
very
are
early.
they're already down and they're like hitting you. Like
Yeah.
I was going for a walk yesterday and I was getting pelted with acorns. I'm like, "Excuse me.
Yeah,
What is
I mean,
happening?"
they sound like bullets that are hitting the
Yeah.
roof. It's crazy how the acorns are
Yeah.
falling.
Can
So,
I also just say, because we all have seen the acorns falling, can we just say that God is showing you what is to come? Like, if you
Yeah.
just open your mind, open your eyes, I mean, he's gonna be like, I done told you that 3 months ago. What
that's
you
right.
acting like you
You
wasn't
just need to be prepared. So I do have to do some canning.
Yes.
I personally want to hire a crew of young men that will come and cut some wood, split some wood for us and stack it. We've got cut wood in the yard. I just need to get some young, strong, strapping backs to be able to get out there to split it and stack it. So Lisa says but it's probably all those chemicals in the food that keeps it from disintegrating. Unfortunately, so probably so. Tamara, Amish water bath canners sometimes look like cattle water troughs. Oh, they
Yep, that's
do?
true. They do.
I've never seen one. Of you, Monica? Have you seen
Yeah,
one?
I've seen on YouTube.
Oh,
But I did used to live in Maryland, and we would go to Pennsylvania sometimes in like the Amish country, but I don't remember ever seeing them can. I just remember being there and just being like completely like enamored with that lifestyle and thinking how like cool that was.
that's
Then I
good.
watched Breaking Amish and some other shows, and I'm like, never mind, not interested in that.
There you go. Oh, okay. And so,
Oh, that's so
what is
cool.
this?
That's your
Is that
Amish water bath canner.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're like big, they're like long. I've seen them where they're like rounded, actually, like a water trough.
well, what do they put them on a fire?
Yeah.
Mhm.
You can
Oh,
scroll down in there, Casey, and you can see the like fire underneath.
oh my
If you
gosh.
look in the pictures right there on the left, I think that picture, I think that'll show it.
To be able,
Yeah, you can
well,
do it
there's
over your you can do it over your gas stove on top of your
wood
maybe
stove.
over
Yeah,
by
because
your
they
wood
cook with
stove.
wood.
Yep.
And get
Probably do it
okay.
outside over the propane stove too.
Oh, and Tamara says to collect those acorns and make it our own flour.
Oh my gosh, I
Yeah,
would be
I
out
mean,
there
I
forever on a
could. Yeah.
yeah.
Collect the acorns for making your own flour. Yeah. Oh, Tamara lives about 40 miles from an Amish community. Lucky you. Lucky
Nice.
you. Ours are almost done, says Lori, but they have the umbrellas up so they don't hit them. Those daggone things are coming down like marbles. Somebody's shooting
Yes.
marbles at you all out in the yard.
Jamie Brewster says, I just started canning. I think I will definitely keep water bathing. I mean, that's the thing. If you water bath it long enough, then you're going to make sure it seals. You're doing everything right. That's what we talked about really was rebel canning. And what was the rebellious part of it? It was the things that obviously we do some things. Maybe Casey and I recan nacho cheese from the grocery store. Maybe that's a little rebellious because it's dairy and it's cheese. It's really not cheese, guys. I mean, it's probably like plastic. But we open up stuff and we recan it.
Set it again.
Yeah, that's a little rebellious. But what we don't do is use, unwashed jars. We make sure that we're wiping the rims down and checking for the chips or cracks in our jars. We are making sure that we're following certain rules that keep things. Hey, Jocelyn, that's my bestie.
Oh,
Making sure that we keep things safe and clean. That is how we don't rebel. Like we're not rebellious against those things, right?
right.
And I think one thing that's pretty rebellious that I do use is I reuse my lids, right? Casey, you do the same thing. But when it comes to reusing lids, you don't reuse your lids ever?
No.
Never, ever?
I reuse them to like if I need a top for a jar.
Have you reconsidered using it
No,
over?
no.
Even after we talked to Blue and she said it's totally fine?
Remember bougie. Yeah? I and I know I'm gonna get slack for this, but I honestly just work it into my yearly cost.
Oh, okay.
Okay, good for you. Chris and
Okay.
Larry said they were sitting outside and they still hearing cicadas. So
That's
weird. The temp
crazy.
was freezing this morning. That is weird to have the cicadas singing.
Them
But
cicadas are wearing jackets over where she is, so they're staying
Right.
out a little later.
they're teaching me how to cook. Oh,
But
that's awesome, Troy. Your Amish neighbors are teaching you how to cook. You
Yes, I
reuse
do the
lids
same
for
thing.
fermenting and dry food. Now, see, that's what Casey does. That is what I previously used to do. But I mean, I made a whole bunch of applesauce. Yes, we
with
cooked.
reused
We
with reused
cooked,
steels.
and I did reuse a
Ooh,
few
look,
lids.
Miss Ann.
You're so rebellious.
I'm a bad girl. But anyway, it was fun misbehaving a little bit. And
When you
everything's
do it like
sealed
that,
in
you
the
have to put on
spray.
like a black leather jacket and wear some dangly earrings and be like, I'm reusing
So,
my canned lids.
so she needs to put on her like the red heels, like grease, and be like,
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. She's got her black leather jacket
You'd be like, what's happening?
She's
Stud?
smoking a candy cigarette,
Yeah.
and she's like, "Ooh, ooh, ooh," while she's walking around her kitchen in her heels. Oh my gosh, I could totally see that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I checked them all out. The thing is, when
I mean,
you
they're
buy
fine.
some jars that come in a case
Mhm.
and they are a very big brand name, people that handle them in the stores or on the trucks don't understand that when they throw or dump these cases over or whatever,
Mhm.
it bends the little rings on
Yep,
it bends
Yeah.
the little round lids that are already on the jars.
We're
yep.
talking about
Yeah.
balls, right?
Mhm.
I'm calling
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. And so I had things ready to rock and roll. I mean, the jars were full and
Yeah.
everything. And, but three of my brand new, just out of the plastic lids already had a little bend in them where obviously somebody dropped something on it or it was dropped, whatever, it doesn't matter. But so I went searching and kind of found some that we're in perfect shape. Everything's sealed. It's all good. I'm okay.
See? But think about what you're doing.
For
You're
me, dire times, I will never say never, but right now, no. And I most of the time have like 2 years in advance of canning lids.
Good for you. I mean, I do have a number of new canning lids, but I was looking around and there was some that were out of the box that were kind of like on a jar that hadn't really been used in a while. So I sort of borrowed those. But anyway, everything's going to be fine. It's all fine.
Mhm.
Everything's fine. Fine, fine, fine. One of the things that we started off before, like Monica said, on our podcast that we had was what not to do for sure. And what do you think, Casey? What is something that you would not do besides reusing your labels?
I think Monica said it. I don't. One of the big rules that I do follow is how I sanitize and clean my jars.
Mhm.
I mean, that's just a safety thing for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
And by sanitize, I mean that the water wasn't ice cold when I'm washing the jar. I mean,
Mhm.
I'm not over here temping water, or my dishwasher's broke, so the
Yeah,
only
we
thing
don't
that
have a
works in my
dishwasher.
kitchen is me. So, but I won't. I will use my jars if they are washed. Now,
Okay.
everything else is off the table. If it's an approved recipe, it excites me, and I want to do it. I just
Yeah.
follow Headspace. I just
Right. Yeah, I was thinking of you. I was channeling you when I was making what did we have? We had 13 in one batch and 10 and so 23 pint jars of applesauce. And I'm hearing Casey's voice. Oh, you're great, Ginger. So glad you're here tonight, honey. Not for nothing, Homestead. We love you. And I he said, I just use 1 inch for everything. 1 inch is everything. So it was so easy to measure the 1 inch, at the bottom of the rim there.
Yeah.
One thing I don't do is that I absolutely don't do because we all reuse rings. That's nothing really.
Yeah.
But I if there is the slightest speck of rust or anything on the rings,
Mhm.
probably shouldn't matter that much, but it's just the process to me. I just don't use them. I throw them away. I have plenty.
Yeah.
And so I don't do that. I don't do that. But so
I reuse my rings usually no matter what, as long as they're not like completely now if they're rusted out like bad, I'm like, "Psh, get rid of them." But I also am an overkeeper of rings and I should be just dwindling them down. I've seen some YouTubers that keep literally a dozen. That's it. Because
oh,
they're like, I'm never gonna can up more than a dozen things at once. And I'm like, yeah, but I will can some stuff, open up a jar, and then just leave it in the jar and put it in my refrigerator.
yeah,
So usually those are the ones, those are the seals, the rings that get like cruddy,
yeah.
that get gross or that get rusted because I've now put them in moisture rich environment. I put them in my
Mhm.
refrigerator. So those are the ones I probably end up tossing out in the end. But Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if they're dinged up or dented, I will not use them. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's just because I don't feel like dealing with the grip. I have grip issues. So sometimes I'm like just fussing with it. I'm like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna throw it
Yeah.
out. I don't
Yeah.
need to make my life harder than it is.
Right. Right. And Lisa says that sometimes they say you don't have to wash the lids, but but I always wash them anyway. I mean, I do too, Lisa. Actually, I put them in a pan and boil. I put the hot water on them, boil them, and then turn the water off. And I'm sticking my little magnet in there very carefully, getting the lids and the rings out.
Can I just say, and I'm probably gonna call myself
That's
out
so cute.
because people in this chat I do know watch my videos, but I don't do none of that. That is a waste of my time.
Oh,
I only
is it my imagination? It makes me feel like the lids stick better when they're hot.
it's definitely your imagination.
That used to be a thing, Miss Ann. That's real though. That's not just in her brain. That was a real thing,
Yes.
okay?
The
Because a
older
lot of
version of the
yes,
lids.
a lot of older canners, like just like any of your aunts, right? That have
Yeah,
been
yeah,
canning, well, they will tell you put it in the bowl of water. My
yeah.
mother-in-law will tell me stick it in a bowl of hot boiled water that's all real warm, real warm or boiling, and just let them sit in there and then get your little thing and bloop, bloop, bloop. I'm
Yes.
like, I throw them things out of the box. I'm giving a quick little rinse down with some hot water or water, soap, whatever. I throw them in a paper towel and let them just sit there until I use them. And then I'm like,
I
Just
don't.
I
I
throw them
take
in
them out
there.
one at a time and put them on the jar so they're still hot when they
the
get on
only
the
reason why mine are hot, if they are, is because they just got cleaned. Because I just clean them off real quick. So
And the
that's it.
only reason you'll see my lids and my videos wet is because I don't want to hear some of the comments that I get when they're not wet. So that's the
Oh my
only reason I dip them in there and get them wet.
Chris and Larry said, Chris said her daddy was just like your
Mhm.
daddy, or just like your mama.
Yep.
Um, yeah,
Bowl
well,
of water.
I mean, when I wash my jars, it is in hot soapy water, rinse them off. Then I put them in the oven and
Oh,
I turn the oven on like 180, 190. I leave them in the oven while I'm getting everything else all ready. And so I pull them out one at a time to fill them from the oven so that it's hot jars with hot stuff.
oh my goodness. That's amazing. I'm
That
the
is
lazy canner then. You and Casey are experts because no,
Is that
so
bad? Are you not supposed to do that?
it's amazing. That's
amazing.
phenomenal.
Yeah. I,
Yeah.
I'm a lazy canner too, Monica. What are you talking
Look,
about?
I'll be like, child, go get me a jar from this bed that's over here behind me. There's jars like all over the place. I'm like, go get me a pint jar and 2-quart jars. I'm gonna put some stuff in it. And then these people go grab the jars. They'd be like, yeah, it's good. And they give it to me. I put that under some hot water. I'm giving it a good swishity
Well,
swish. Looking at it, yeah, it's good. It's just been sitting in there. I'm gonna grab it. I'm gonna fill it up with my leftovers. Wipe the top. I'm not an animal. I will wipe the top off,
right.
but I ain't using vinegar because that takes a minute to get me the vinegar out. So
Oh, I
and
do use
and I
vinegar.
will take a wet paper towel because also I'm not an animal. Wet paper and wipe the top, and then I put my lid on, and then and put it away. I'm done. Hot, cold,
Remember,
whatever it
you
is.
did say, Monica, that she doesn't fully sanitize her jars either because when it's going in the boiling water for as long as it does, it's going to sterilize the outside. It's bringing the content inside to a rolling boil. So,
Yeah,
I, with
Choices
all
he
my
used.
candy stuff, I'm like, what would Blue do? And
yeah.
back to that
He
because
That's
said
true. What would Blue do? Y'all, I
hot
mean,
water with vinegar. I mean, there you go.
can you remember? I have one particular thing that Blue told us from Blue's Self-Reliance, told us
Mm-hmm.
that blew my mind. Absolutely. Because for
It
one thing,
blew your
it
mind.
blew my mind. Ha ha ha. Wonder how manly, how something had botulism. I don't know. Anyway, we're so Blue does everything in her country in the UK is water bathing. Everything
Yep.
is water bathing much longer than we can ever imagine. And they don't use the same kind of lids we do. We have a two-piece lid. They have the toggle lids, which now I understand. I thought that was a fancy kind of lid, but it's just the same kind of lids that are on your salsa or
yes,
on your pickle jar or your olive jars or whatever.
Mhm.
I didn't have a clue about that. I didn't know. But the thing that she said that really made my jaw drop is when she's water bathing her stuff, if she has different size jars or whatever, and the pot
Mhm.
is not tall enough to be able to get right up to the rim of the jar,
Yes.
she sets them on their side.
Mhm.
That definitely blew my mind too. I was like, "There's no way. That's fully illegal."
She puts them on their side.
America.
And she said, "Look, there is nothing coming out of that lid. If it does, you didn't put the lid on right." Is that crazy? It's
Yeah.
crazy to me. And another thing that she said also that is amazing and wonderful that maybe can give us some information. Like we said, everything we see in the stores that are in jars have been water bathed. Um, and the reason for it, laying on them side. Yes, that blew my mind too. Ann Philbeck knew all about it. So she had called the companies, called the actual manufacturer to see what the
Mhm.
process is and all of that. And she said that their reasoning is they didn't want pressure canners in there because they didn't want a bomb in their factory.
Which is true.
Yep.
Is that insane? Hey, the Shade Tree Cook. Hey, James Hall. Hey, y'all. Hey, I got your recipe today, honey. That was awesome.
But Anne, let me tell you, because that's a good point that you made of what
Mhm.
the one thing that Blue said that blows your mind.
Yeah.
Mine, because I saw this from Anne, this comment from Anne. Anne, we had Blue on, when was it, y'all? Was it season 4 or season 5?
Yeah, it was the
One of
season, a couple
them.
seasons ago. Yep.
And she actually pulls out the statistics
Yeah,
Yep.
of
she pulled them up.
botulism from the beginning of canning until now. And it is so interesting
Yeah.
that botulism, the cases they found were mainly in factories and
Yep.
mainly with dairy products.
Yeah. And
No
Yep.
food canner
from the
botulism.
grocery store.
Yep.
I am still worried. Don't get me wrong, because I still do worry about botulism. Any canner
Absolutely.
that has any type of sense knows that botulism is real. But and we talked about this with Sandy when Sandy was on. When you have something that you have pressure canned, let's say baked beans, just because I don't know why that popped into my head the first thing. But you have your jar of baked beans. Monica says, "Child, grab me a can of baked beans." Monica's going to heat that can back up to boiling before she serves it.
Yep.
And
Yeah, she's
a
gonna heat it.
boiling temperature, botulism cannot survive in that temperature.
Mhm.
So if you ever have nerves or
Questions.
worry about it, just bring your stuff back up to boil it. Now, you can't do that with
Yeah.
jelly, but anything you can, just bring it back up to boiling. If it's salsa, bring it back up to boiling and put it in the refrigerator to cool. You know what I'm saying? Like if
Yep.
you're
Mhm.
that concerned about it. So that's my soapbox. That's all I have to say. Monica, pass the mic to you now for soapbox.
Well, and that's the thing too. Like, look, Jocelyn said, okay, but I have an entire booklet from the government during the Great Depression that teaches you how to can food. They just switched it up to convince us to eat poison and be complacent. I mean,
Mm.
well, I don't
Yeah.
necessarily, disagree,
Hoo-hoo. Mhm.
Yeah. Tamara said in America, you may be arrested for placing jars on their sides.
Right.
That's illegal. But that's the thing. You've been trained to know certain things or to do certain things, and I think it's important to remember that if you're cooking your food, you're not eating it straight out of the jars. I think you have less risk of any foodborne illnesses, and yeah, botulism is a huge deal. But geez, Louise, I mean, there's more things in this world to worry about than that.
It
And
is, but so is walking outside with the wind blowing, you
that's
know?
exactly it. You probably get more stuff in your water that you drink, than you will in the food that you home preserve.
Yeah.
Because people are probably more careful with the food they home preserve than the food that they get from the McDonald's or the Domino's or what I mean, when you go out to eat, when you choose to eat food outside of your home, prepared outside of your home, you now have increased your risk manyfold on getting
Yeah.
some sort of foodborne illness. So really, in reality, the safest thing to do is just eat from your own garden, from your own refrigerator, from your own pantry, and make sure you cook it well. Hey,
Well,
so
let
yeah,
me say that to you, Monica, because you made a good point on that. Because I work in food service outside of my homesteading YouTube
yep,
life. I work in food, nutrition, and schools.
yep,
Mhm.
When you are hired to anything in the United States under child school nutrition, you take this course and you're watching these videos.
yep,
Y'all would be surprised. These type of videos they have to make that I'm like, wait, somebody was doing that?
yep,
Like sneezing over your food
yep.
or not changing out gloves when you touch raw chicken to cooked hamburgers.
Right.
You are going to have safer food if you do it yourself because you know what you're doing. You
Yep.
don't know what Henry and Paul are doing at the Sonic
Yep.
when
Mhm.
they're making your chili cheese dog. So
Yeah.
Yep.
How many times
just
you've seen them? How many times do they touch their nose or their face or rub their eyes or
Yeah.
whatever? But I mean, that's the thing too. I used to teach nutrition science when I was a teacher and pregnant with my oldest. I taught nutrition science to a bunch of high schoolers. And the one thing I said, I just need to get one thing into your brain. If you walk away with one thing, just remember, keep hot food hot, keep cold food cold, and just don't eat anything unless you reheat it. So if you're going to leave your pizza out and it gets room temperature, that's great. You want to get sick, eat it room temperature. But if you want to eat cold pizza because it's straight out of the fridge. But if you're going to eat pizza that's been sitting out for 3 or 4 hours, you have a chance of getting sick because it's been sitting out and it's come to room temperature and it's been just sitting there for a while. But that's on you. That's not on me. Note to self: if you open up a canned product only to have the lid is stained, it was probably canned in the UK. Don't eat it. Okie dokie.
He's
Well,
being he's being funny. He's being
he's a funny
Jesse thinks he's being funny. He is.
well, I have to say, I really like the idea too. One of the things we did talk about also was reusing the jars,
man.
and reusing the what is it, the lug lids. She
Uh-huh.
reuses those lug lids several times, and I think that's important to know that she uses a
Yes.
different type of seal than we do. And the lug lids on their side are locked into place. Now, our two-piece lids can breathe, but you don't want to make them so tight
Yeah.
because sometimes they do siphon out, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes they siphon, but then they seal. So their lug lids are different when they have to lock theirs in place. So that's important. Yes, I have to say that unfortunately somebody ate a Tide Pod at one time. I mean, oh, these generations we're raising.
And
Trick
they're
or
gonna
treat.
be our rulers before long. Who knows? Anyway,
Yeah.
y'all, it's been a great time. Please go and watch that entire show. It's
Oh
on
my
Round
gosh.
the Hay Bale.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
And it was a lot of fun to have Blue there. Didn't y'all think? I enjoyed her.
I just adore her.
Yeah,
I love
she's
having her on.
so
Mhm.
quiet yet knowledgeable, yet
I
very self-sustained.
Yep.
And so that would be great if you could go to Round the Hay Bale and watch that. Don't forget the thumbs up, Ginger says. And Ann Philbeck says, I'm sticking to what I do. See y'all later, Lori. That's right. Don't forget that. And thank you so much. We will see you next Monday on Round the Hay Bale for our next podcast release. And then the next Tuesday night at 8 o'clock on Eastern time, 7 o'clock Central. Thank you guys. So bye, y'all. Bye.